I wanna say happy birthday to me. Y'all, it's my birthday. Oh my God, I'm 37. Can y'all guys believe it? Anyways, y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Audrey B, and this is my channel, Authentically Audrey B. So if you are new here, welcome again, and if not, hello, how y'all doing? We do this every week where we recap my favorite show, your favorite show, America's favorite show, Abbott Elementary. Last night's episode was too funny. Let's get into the recap, y'all. All right, y'all. So the episode started off in Jacob's classroom. His students are learning Spanish in a particular way, and I loved it, y'all. I work in a school. I used to go to an elementary school where there are a lot of Spanish speaking cultures there, and I try my best to incorporate Spanish when I speak to those students in our classroom. And when I tell y'all, like, the way that he taught these kids, I was like, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. But his reasoning behind it was sweet too, because we all know that he teaches 8th grade. So he was like, it looks good on, high school, I guess resumes, or just, trying to get into new schools. For high school, it looks good to have like a foreign language on there. So he took it upon himself to teach his students some Spanish, and whether it's good or bad shows, he decided that he was gonna be that one to go and teach. You got to get creative. And from then on, we learn that it is the 100th day of school. Now, we already celebrated 100 days of school, but then preschool in March is going to be celebrating 100 days of school as well, because they start a little bit later. But y'all, I don't even remember, and my mama, she asked me if we celebrated 100 days of school back in elementary. I don't remember that, and I know that it's probably a newer thing, but it basically, like Barbara explained, it just gives kids a celebration to do in the months after winter break and the holidays, just to commemorate the fact that we've been to school so long, and it's getting close to spring break, it's getting close to summer break, and so, like she said, the kids all dress up as 100-year-olds. So we got kids that dressing up as old people, basically, and some of them parents and kids go all the way out. But also, they did not mention it in the show, but because again, I work in elementary school, you can also wear something like an item, a shirt, pants, whatever outfit that has 100 things on it. And then of course, teachers do different activities to go with the number 100, like dance, arts and crafts, counting, all those things like that. And so that's basically what they were gearing up for, and they were going to have this big assembly. And in the middle of Barb and her students going over just different things in the class, vocabulary words and things like that, she gets a phone call. And she has an iPhone, she's got the iPad, and she's got an Apple computer, and all of them's ringing, and she's going crazy, and she's like, why is she calling me on so many things? And so who was calling her? Well, you all know that is her daughter, and she gets this big announcement. Now, this announcement is a shocker, for one, because I honestly, y'all, forgot that she had a daughter. Her name is Taylor, and I forgot that she dated Greg, because I haven't seen her in so long, and I don't even remember who, and I feel like they did show it. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but I forgot who she was in a relationship with at this particular time. But come to find out, homegirl is expecting, and Barb is like super excited, but then throw like, hey, did I miss the wedding? She's like, mom, we got it. No. So she's like, you're gonna be a grandma, you're gonna be excited, and all the kids is listening, and she's, kids, I'm gonna be a grandma. And Taylor gets to talking about all the things she can't wait for, and that they're planning on moving back. And so something happened in that conversation that sparked some insecurities, I should say, in Barb, because she felt like what Taylor was expecting was this old lady, this old you know, those grannies, the big mamas that sit around and watch the kids, and it just becomes their identity as well, and she's gonna lose. Like, she went through all of that throughout this entire episode. But y'all, that's not even the kicker. That's not even the kicker. The kicker is when them kids came back the next day dressed old. I don't know if y'all know, but there's a child rapper. Her name is Van Van. She was one of the students in Barb's class. Homegirl came in dressed to the nines, and Barb was like, "Oh my gosh, your costume is so nice." And you know, kids came in on walkers with the little mustaches, and the old people overalls, all of that stuff. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm you." And she was like, "What?" So that played more into the insecurities and the thoughts of her feeling old, per se, because of how the kids interpreted her age. And again, they're kindergarten, so you know they're gonna say whatever, but she's like, "Girl, you look good for your age." And Mr. Johnson was like, "Yeah, you look good for your age. You need to show me how you do it." And then found out he's older than her. I was like, this man is insane, y'all. So like I said, throughout the entire episode, Barbara was just in her feelings. And then we move over to Melissa. So Melissa and Jacob, we all know they are roommates, right? And they were talking a little bit about Mr. What's his name, y'all? I didn't have a brain fart. Sweet Cheeks. That's his name. Sweet Cheeks. And he's the guinea pig that would, you know, is her class pet or whatever. And she was basically telling Jacob, like, not to mess with him anymore, not to touch his stuff, because, you know, she's got his routine down or whatever, but he's been lazy. And so Jacob, you know, decided that he wanted to do something for him to make him get some exercise. So he bought him this specific little ball, and when he showed it to her, she was all excited. She's like, "Oh, thank you, Jacob." The daggone guinea pig done got out, and it drove Melissa up the wall. She was so upset with Jacob. Jacob and Mr. Johnson was going through the entire school looking for the guinea pig, looking for him, making sure that nobody heard him, couldn't find him, didn't know what was happening. And she just kept on just going at Jacob's neck, because that's her baby, and we all know she's hard to the core, but she loved her some Sweet Cheeks. Like she said, he opened up something that was so like a sensitive side in her, and she's just like, "We gotta find him." Like she told Jacob, "You are dead to me because you lost my baby. Like, where is he? You were the reason." And so throughout the episode, they're going back and forth. They're all teaming up trying to find him. Jacob is doing little exercises to try to scan the room. Mr. Johnson is picking up little squishy balls and assuming that, you know, he done found the guinea pig. Whole time he's like, "Jacob, no, this ain't the guinea pig. I know this is something I lost. You ain't the only one that loses things or whatever." So, you know, they was snapping at each other because they were just over it. And that school is huge, so no telling where this daggone rodent. Do we call them rodents? I don't know. I just can't stand them. I don't even like looking at them. But no telling where this daggone guinea pig was, right? And even throughout the midst of all this going on, Barb is still tripping on the fact that the kids think she's super, super old. She's gonna be a grandma. She done made the announcement in the teacher's lounge. Everybody's excited. Ava's throwing shots at Greg like, "How does it feel to know that your girlfriend is going to be like a play aunt to your ex-girlfriend?" And all this other stuff. He's like, "You are sick." And but everybody was very happy to know that Barb is gonna be a grandmother. And we also see the IT guy, and he is coming to do some work for Ava or whatever, and they've been texting, right? And as they're texting, like Ava's like, he's dry, like he ain't really saying too much. He's wanting to know what she likes, what she dislikes, her interests, and all of that stuff. And she's used to more men who are forward, like, say what you gonna do to me, you gonna do this, you gonna do that, you gonna do this. And what I tell y'all, that scene had me rolling, because they was bleeping out everything she was saying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, just like her secretary was looking at her, I was looking at it like, no, she is not talking like this on this show. Oh my gosh, it was so freaking funny. I was like, Ava has absolutely no sense, but I love her so freaking much. Like, I love her. So she's like, you know, just talking to her secretary about them texting and stuff, and she gives him the attitude like she always does, but he likes it because he really, really likes her. And so he ends up talking to Greg, because him and Greg, you know, are really cool. And he makes you know, he finally tells Greg that he's going to ask Abby out on a date. And here comes Janine, then plopped out in thin air. He's like, where you come from? And so she's like, I've been waiting for this. So both of them decide, Greg and Janine decide, that they want to team up to basically get him hooked up with Ava. But because they know how Ava is, she's all about a man who got money. They know her specifics, what she like, what she don't like, and they don't want her to chew him up, basically. And he's more of a simple guy, so they have gone behind him trying to, you know, dig and pull information from Ava to see what she likes, what she don't like, and all the other stuff, and give him a little bit of advice, so to say, so that he can, you know, shoot his shot, and Ava will oblige. Because if not, they feel like, you know, she's gonna turn them down. It's gonna hurt them, I guess. I don't know. But so they're trying to figure out what they done talked about. Helicopters. They done talked about going to the U.S. Treasury, what they could do, the plans that they gonna put into place to get them two together. And at the end of the day, all he had to do was open his mouth, right? And that's exactly what he did. And again, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen between IT guy and Ava, because it's just too good. And she said yes, and they thought they really did something. So this is all in the assembly. We are seeing, you know, like I said, they have this whole entire little assembly for a parade for the 100 days of school, right? And before it, Barb, who still is going through it, thinking that she's old, thinking people is calling her old, she don't want to be the granny that wear the moo-moo, and Greg is talking about having a man move because he feels like it's the best type of clothing, and it's very practical and all this other stuff. So she's just going through it, just like asking the students, like, how old does she think how old do they think she is? Like, it's just like so much, and it's all because she just doesn't know how to, I guess, take on the role of being a grandmother, or what her view of being a grandmother is. And so it's just really bothering her, you know, age and all of the title, all of that stuff. And so she goes to Ava to ask her for a makeover. And what do you know? Ava got a whole closet that she done got from the people at Girard Creek. And she's got all type of clothes for her. And y'all, if y'all seen the episode and y'all saw Barb's outfit, everybody in that assembly was like, are you okay? Because she came in there tight jeans, boobs out, her with the little extra track color pieces, heels, couldn't even walk in them. Greg was like, she just burned weight on one side, or her heels lopsided. I'm like, oh my gosh. Now don't get me wrong, on somebody else that would have been cute, but you know, we so used to Barb with the pearls and the button up to the top and the cardigans. So she just thought, you know, well, maybe just giving me a makeover is gonna change how I feel, because I don't want nobody to look at me like I'm old, because I don't feel like I'm old, and all this other stuff. So she's walking through, and one of the PTA members, she's like, I love that outfit, or whatever, because, you know, she dresses like that as well. So in the midst of everybody just enjoying the assembly, here comes Ava with the step team. They putting on a little step routine to stomp. Now, why would they pick that song? Because they was driving Melissa and Jacob up the wall, because again, they were trying to find Sweet Cheeks, and she was afraid that somebody was going to do something like, you know, kill them or whatever by stepping on them, or, you know, just anything, like anything could happen to her baby. So they was stomping, and she's going in the corner going crazy like, no, please stop, we gotta stop him, we gotta stop him. Everybody stomping along. It was just driving her insane. And so after the fact, IT guy was like, something's going on with y'all wires. It looks like y'all have mice, because, you know, the wires are chewed up. And she's like investigating it, and like, no, that's a guinea pig bite and it's fresh. Miss Sweet Cheeks is in here somewhere. So they go and they search again. Whole time he's scurrying across the floor underneath a mop head. And Mr. Johnson gonna talk about some, if you would have told me that he was wearing a wig, I would have found him a long time ago. And I'm like, this man is old and senile and crazy. It just, I don't know what is going on with him. But Mr. Johnson he gets on my last nerve, because he is just a mess. So they saved the day. They found Sweet Cheeks. Everything was everything. Jacob apologized. Like I said, in the midst of everything that was going on with Barb, she ended up sitting down with Janine and having a one-on-one talk, because she knew that something was up with her. She just couldn't put her finger on it. And you know, Janine is always gonna, you know, want to help her work mom. And so they had a conversation and it helped her feel better. And she even helped her come up with a name that she could use, which is very popular now. And I feel like if y'all watch back in the day or now Real Housewives of Atlanta, I feel like Nene Leakes is the one that coined the term glamma, Glamma, because she's not really old, but she's like glamorous, but she's also a grandmother. And so Janine told her to go by that name, and she was like, oh yeah, I love it. And basically, like, Janine just helped her and encouraged her, and she felt a whole lot better because of that. And so then she had a conversation with Taylor, her daughter, and she explained what was going on with her and how she felt, and, you know, basically like what is to be expected. You know, I can't be with the baby every single day. I can't drop what I'm doing. And she's like, I don't expect that of you. Again, assumptions get us nowhere, but I get it. Because again, she wants to spend time with her grandbaby and her daughter and just be involved and all the other stuff. But she also wants to do her still, and that's okay, right? She don't gotta be the grandmama that's in the mood, you know, cooking and all the other stuff, all them big mamas and all of that stuff. And so she was excited about that until Taylor told her that her boyfriend or baby daddy, whatever you want to call it, his mom had taken the name Grandma, and she was like, the hell she is. And so we shall see what comes of that. And then let's go back to Ava and IT guy. So like I said, Ava and the IT guy always flirting, always going back and forth. They've been texting or whatever. She's feeling them, but she's not letting them know that she's feeling them. And like I said, Janine and Greg, they trying to come up with ways to help him shoot his shot. So at the end of the day, he literally just walked in the office, like I said, as, you want to go on a date with me? Yeah. And he walked out, and that was basically it. And like I said, Greg and Janine, in the midst of them going back and forth on their plans to get them together, just missed the fact that he just went in there and did it himself. And once he told them, like, it's already handled, they was like, oh, we did that. Yeah, we a good team. We did that. I said, y'all are so just a mess. Just a mess. And then wonder why people be calling them head ass. Because they are a mess. And then after that, I believe that was pretty much the entire episode until at the end, Mr. Johnson wanted to make over too, and Ava was like, all I got is women clothes, and he was like, oh, I'm fine. And I was like, what is this man about to do? But she gave him a cute little belt, a cute little Western big cowboy, he called it Cowboy Carter belt buckle, and he just put it around him and went on with his mop or his broom like he was on a horse, and just skipped out of the office, y'all. So that was pretty much the episode. I feel like I covered the bases, don't you? But yeah, y'all, I'm about to get on up off of here. I feel like I sped through that. I hope that I covered everything, recapped everything for y'all. Again, thank you for always watching and supporting and commenting and liking. And again, happy birthday to me. I'm excited, y'all. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, a good rest of your week and weekend, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace.